Another day, another across the NBA. King James. Year 21.
Reeves alley-oop. Oh, James with the throwdown in transition. What a night for LeBron James.
Baby. Great win for the Lakers against the Clippers as they snapped their losing streak against them, which was at like 14 games, 12 games. I don't know. I did not have time to watch this game. Alright. Now that the truth is out of the way, I wanted to watch it at last, and I just did not have the time to do it. Too much came up, and educate me on the game in the comment section. I've read that Cam Reddish played really good defense, Christian Wood continues to hoop and actually play defense, D'Angelo Russell had a really good game, and Paul George fouled out with a really solid game for himself. Kawhi had 38 points, of course, so he at least did something well. Let me know your thoughts on this game. I want to know, I want to learn, I want to read about it. I'll maybe get to it tomorrow since there are like 3 or 4 games, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Now we go to the Hawks, to Atlanta, where they played the Wizards, and the Hawks offense is really good, man. Trae Young has not even fully clicked, shot the ball well, still their offense is nasty. Quinn Snyder doing that magic of his. DeJounte had another great game. DeAndre Hunter has had the best start to any season of his, I would say, and he is playing the best brand of basketball he has ever played. Meanwhile, the Wizards are doing this. The Pelicans were down by 20 and shooting like 1 of 22 or maybe even worse, I'm not sure. From the 3-point line, I'm sure that they missed 17 in a row, and they still shot better than the OKC Thunder from the 3-point line in the end, and it was mostly impressive from CJ McCollum as they fought back from that 20-point deficit. Zion was all over the place, but he still made some really solid plays, even though I hated his body language down the stretch where he turned the ball over and that boy just didn't run back on defense. Josh Giddey got a wide open 3-pointer off of that. Thankfully, he missed it and bailed him out. And nonetheless, a really impressive win for the Pels against the Thunder. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is now out for the in-season tournament game against the Warriors on Friday. So there's that for the OKC Thunder, who have been up and down and not shooting the ball as well as you would like them to, but that's what their roster kinda is. And the Pels, without a lot of their best rotational pieces, Jordan Hawking, despite being fearless, shooting really poorly, are doing a lot of solid stuff. So shout out to the Pels for being 3-1, and shout out to Aaron Wiggins off of the bench for the OKC Thunder for a really solid game. The Bucks got blown out by the Raptors, and their defensive scheme is different this year. And that perimeter defense is bad, that guard defense is bad. Dame Lillard and Malik Beasley are not good defenders, and Scotty Barnes back down Giannis. Brook Lopez can be, camping the paint as much with those pick and rolls defenses. And yeah, it's not looking that pretty. And teams are shooting really well against them in the paint. And we'll see. Dame has not also been assertive on defense, on offense. He's never been assertive on defense. And that will probably, of course, ramp up as he's getting used to it. Giannis will be more dominant for sure. We'll see about the defense. We'll have to wait and see how that works with that guard defense throughout the season. Something to monitor with them, which could cost them, that title eventually. But we are speaking hypotheticals way too soon, right? Shout out to the Raptors. Great game. Pascal Siakam finally looked engaged. He had a good game. Dennis Schroeder has been great. He had a great game. Scotty Barnes here. 3 leap is here. So, hey, optimism in the 6 actually. Even though it looks really poor in those 3 games after the opener where I was like, what the hell is going on? And now they've had a great game against the Bucks. So yeah, it's an up and down season at the start of the season. Gotta wait at least 25 games to truly judge these teams, if we're being honest, right? I was really excited to watch Pacers Celtics, and Tyrese Haliburton was out. He had a great costume for Halloween, and you had TJ McConnell guarding Jason Tatum in the post. So make of that what you will. Shaedon Sharpe was sensational as the Blazers beat the Pistons, who, without Jalen Duren, lacked that rebounding and vertical spacer. Marvin Bagley has been great in spurts off the bench. James Wiseman did not play at all this season until today, and he was not great. So, yeah, that was that for the Pistons, and Cade shot a lot of shots. And yeah, he still turns the ball over way too much. Hopefully, Cade is, Cade let's give him time. He had a year off, so I'll give him more and more time. Of course, like I said, 25 games, then I'll be judging everybody because I played the game. I'm an NBA veteran and I can. Nah, let's be positive for all of these teams as much as we can. Back-to-back Cavs Knicks games, this time at the Garden. Caris LeVert played, which was much needed for this Cavs team for another secondary, scorer and shot creator next to Donovan Mitchell. The game was also much nicer for Evan Mobley today. We had a really good all-around game, as Julius Randle continues to look disinterested and just kind of awful. So I'm also giving him the caution, right? But it has not been a pretty start for Julius Randle nor Jalen Brunson, but Jalen Brunson at least has been, showing the effort, which Julius Randle has simply lacked if we were nice to him. And RJ Barrett was also missed today as he missed this game. At least, and Emmanuel Quickly is always fun. He's hooping. He's in the contract year, so that's at least always positive for the Knicks fans. Cam Thomas did not have 30 points, but the Nets beat the Heat as their bench unit absolutely dominated the Heat, man, with Lonnie Walker, Trendon Watford, Armoni Brooks, and Darren Sharp stepping up, man. Shout out to them unsung heroes. Tyler Hero continues his impressive start to the season. He had another good game. Otherwise, unimpressive start for the Heat 2 seasons running, but the Heat, man, they will be there no matter what at the end of the season, as Jimmy said, so that is that. Denver lost its first game to
Minnesota!
And Fred VanVleet had a great game, which means the Rocket won. Alperen Sengun had himself a really solid 9. Dylan Brooks continues to impress offensively, which is kinda insane. His three ball has been goddamn nice, and he worked on it in the summer, and he's been shooting goddamn great, which is crazy. And I do not want to talk about this Hornets team as much positivity as I want to bring. I just despise what they did as an organization this off-season. Shout out Brandon Miller, though. Shout out Brandon Miller. He's been playing really solid so far this season. Patrick Williams continues his stellar start to the season and his road to a $200 million contract. I hope you can condemn my ridiculousness here because, yeah, I like Patrick Williams. I was excited for him this season and it's just not been working out for him so far. Yeah, let's give him also a 25 game cushion. Luka had his first rough shooting night, but Tim Hardaway Jr., Grant Williams combined for 14 threes, as Grant Williams has been a stellar addition also, not only on the court, but off the court. So that is that for the Mavs, and they had Derek Lively slip to them in the draft, and I'll be forever jealous of that as he is special. He is special, man. And here is a pass from him that you just don't see from young centers, especially at 19 years young. Yeah, and the Grizzlies just look lifeless. Shout out to Colin Sexton. Hope he can find his groove as he had 23 points in 22 minutes with 6 assists. The Grizzlies are now 0-5. And that was across the NBA for tonight. I could not get to as many games as I wanted to. I, obviously saw mostly highlights today and mostly just read stuff. So you can see it on my, uh, like fan analysis, however you want to call it. But still, nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed this and be kind to yourself and to others as always. Peace.